All new at 6:30, pieces of Black history are fading away in Hampton Roads. In 2018, the film Green Book won the Oscar for Best Picture based on the travels of two men through the Jim Crow era South.
Yeah, the movie introduced many people to an important piece of African American history. This morning, Alex Littlehales shows us how much of that history is already lost.
With a good map, highway navigation can be very simple. Next time you travel.
History in the Black community, it's not red brick and white columns. It's part of lived experience, it's part of memory.
The more we read and know what we have, the value of what we have, then we can use our voices.
History lives on as long as someone cares enough to keep it alive. But history always runs the risk of fading away.
We have folks, living people that remember these places very intimately.
It's not demolished or anything like that, but over the years it's becoming to, fall down.
To passing drivers, these broken windows along Route 17 are possibly an afterthought. But many like Mary and Randall still remember when this place was the place to be.
Host with the most, I just went to socialize,
This is what's left of the W.J. Stokes Tavern, a thriving Gloucester County watering hole in the mid-1900s. Once a safe haven for African Americans.
I'm not a good dancer, no. I love listening to the music. And like I said, it was a social, hey, how you doing, Robert? Hey, Mary.
This property is one of about 300 across Virginia that once appeared in the Green Book.
It was the most prolific and longest running travel guide specifically for African Americans.
In this century, America has become a nation on wheels.
The Green Book, first published by Victor Hugo Green in 1936, ran for roughly 3 decades as a guide for African Americans to safely travel during segregation.
It was a real achievable goal to essentially circumvent that discriminatory system.
Most of these sites in Hampton Roads are lost pieces of history and unrecognizable in the places they once stood. They were places of refuge that are now either fading away or already lost. There are more than 100 Green Book locations across the Tidewater region. But according to catalogs from University of Virginia research, roughly 85% of them are either demolished or their status is unknown.
You'll see from in front here, the floor is practically gone.
Tim Roberts is the outreach coordinator for the Virginia Department of Historic Resources. He's one of several stakeholders working to preserve the Stokes Tavern, knowing it's one of the few locations still standing in some way.
He said back over here, you have the fryers, here's the beer cooler. No pun intended, this is a heavy lift. The sort of imminent risk of loss through a big snowfall.
Is it hard to see the tavern in the condition that it is?
Yes, it is. It is. That was really a type of monument for us Black people.
Many share the story of 2208 Marshall Avenue.
Who would have thought right here would have been we call it Airbnb now.
Jerry Spruce never thought much of the now demolished house next door until her curious mind stumbled across its past.
I was like, what? I was like, I'm 8. That was 6. Okay, yeah. Oh, wow. Oh, we're famous. Since we don't know, then they kind of just push over.
But there is still time to save the ones still standing, like the Stokes Tavern, as long as someone cares enough to keep it that way.
People are literally coming out of the woodworks to say, it's about time that this history is recognized, and boy, do I have a story for you.
Wow. Incredible piece there by Alex Littlehales. 2 Hampton Roads delegates, Jawan Ward and Mike Mullen, have a bill to permanently memorialize these sites with permanent Green Book signs similar to the highway markers that you see across the state. The bill passed unanimously through the Republican-controlled House.